Have you ever tried foie gras? Well, if not, you better hurry before a new law, if it passes, could ban the delicacy in New York City. The French pâté, which is made by force-feeding ducks or geese to fatten their livers, has raised the ire of some animal rights groups. Critics of the proposed ban include farmers in upstate New York who raise the animals and industry executives who cite the humane process of raising animals for this delicacy. Also objecting are many people who have tried it at upscale restaurants in New York City and around the country. Joining me now is the other side, one of the groups supporting the ban on foie gras. Matt Dominguez, who is with Voters for Animal Rights. Matt, welcome back to Chasing News. How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Listen, it's been a while. Last time we were talking about gestational crates for pigs. So let's talk duck. Why are you opposed to foie gras being served in restaurants?
Yeah, so foie gras is a delicacy that's sold in New York City and only in about 1.5% of restaurants. So it's not something that's overwhelmingly sold. But what it is, it's the process of making a liver become foie gras requires the force feeding of ducks for several weeks to the point where their liver becomes 10 times its natural size. And it causes an excruciating amount of pain. So these birds, caged up, have a tube that's shoved down their throat that's about 1 foot long, and they are force-fed up to 3 times a day for several weeks while they go into liver failure. And then that fatty liver is sold for foie gras. It is the definition of cruelty, and it's something that 81% of New Yorkers do not support.
I do love foie gras. I think that the restaurant industry will eventually push back enough to win the day on this. That said, it seems that Mayor de Blasio, who is, pretty far left on progressive social issues, he's even on the fence on this. So do you see this getting a lot of traction?
So the bill has now 25 co-sponsors, and we're basically one short from having the majority of the city council. This bill is going to pass. The mayor's comments about he supports it kind of in theory and that he doesn't like the idea of force feeding. The mayor's running for president. He has to kind of play both sides. And at the end of the day, we do know that the numbers show that there is overwhelming support for this. And at the end of the day, we do know that if it gets to his desk, he's definitely going to sign it.
Matt, have you ever tried it?
I haven't, no. The idea of eating a diseased liver sounds pretty disgusting to me.
I appreciate your time, man. Good to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, let's bring back tonight's A-plus panel. Republican strategist Jeanette Hoffman and Democratic strategist Bill Caruso. Bill, I'll start with you on this. Two sides. One, foie gras, delicious. Second side, the restaurant industry. This is a very high-end product, and you've got a lot of competition.
Frankly, from a political standpoint in New York, this is a tough one. You've got the upstate folks, and if you understand how New York works right up in Albany, you've got a lot of people up in the hinterlands and the farmer side that are actually producing the
small farmers,
right?
Of course.
And inside the city, okay, where this is being debated right now, you've got really high-end restaurants, some of the best restaurants in the world that are serving this. So I'm looking at the lobby coming down on this, and I'm thinking, I don't see this thing passing.
Jeanette, to that point, I mean, you could make the argument on animal cruelty with anything.
I mean, exactly. Where does it end, Bill? And furthermore, don't politicians in New York City have bigger things to worry about than foie gras? I mean, give me a break. This is absolutely so ridiculous. You're pandering to the animal rights community.
I agree. Priorities. You've got homeless veterans. You've got homeless children. You've got people skipping meals. People don't have a roof over their head.
You're advocating feeding foie gras to the veterans?
Well, I'll tell you something. They would love it.
Excellent.
Why not, right?
Who
Good piece of crusty bread, a little foie gras. It's delicious. But again, practically speaking, you could make an emotional argument against animal cruelty for us eating any living, breathing being.
Well, I'm sure animal rights groups would like us all to be vegans. I'm sure that is their ultimate agenda, Bill. They don't want us to eat any animals.
Yeah, this is a slippery slope. I mean, they're going to start here and they're going to keep going because you're right. Where does it end? But I will tell you, again, from a political standpoint, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of traction on this, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of popularity even with the mayor, who's very liberal, as you may know.
He seemed to be on both sides. How about that? Mayor de Blasio saying, I'm not so sure. We do have all these jobs. All right, that's progress. Thanks, guys.